Hello and welcome to probably the only episode of the Turnabout. I'm pretty sure it's a short case, considering we'll let you guys see what I'm talking about, but we know what I'm talking about.
Guys, I'm back. I'm back, guys. Did you miss me?
No?
Alright. Yeah, exam season's over. I can come back to recording with Kraz.
Yeah. Although, since Layton is premiering, it's mostly just going to be fan cases we find.
I'm fine.
Anyways, let's get into this. I know you guys do not give a shit about this.
Oh, yeah.
Now that looks familiar.
That looks so familiar.
No. What have I done? How did this happen? I didn't want this. There's so much. I feel sick. I don't want to go to the prison. I don't. I have to. I don't want to.
Casual Ace Attorney opening. So casual.
8:45. Right. Hot damn.
Yeah, we're kind of early. What the heck? Rich man.
Rich man.
This is what happens when you don't play Ace Attorney for like 2 months. What is happening?
Rich man is happening. I hate mornings.
Oh, that's right. You're looking pretty sleepy there, Nick. How about I help you wake you up?
With a Maya takedown. Information on perfectly. Ow!
With a nice, refreshing spray from my water bottle.
Maya! You can't walk in the corner with my hair drenched like this.
Don't worry. It should dry out by the time we start. Which is in like an hour.
That's the thing. Why did you request that I be brought here so early? We've got over an hour until the trial's due to start. This is rich man. A rich man.
I wonder.
My client for today's trial. He's the wealthy owner of a real estate business. He's also the head of Man. Come on!
Man Manor, baby!
The scene of the murder. The murder of his own wife! God damn!
What? Okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience, Mr. Man. It's just, the request yesterday was so last minute that we didn't have a whole lot of time to investigate the crime scene. I was hoping you might be able to tell us about what you know before the trial begins.
What did you do, man?
Oh, you see. As you know, it was my wife, Stephanie, that was killed. Why does that profile look familiar? Where have I seen that before?
Elise Donham.
Ah.
Misty. Yeah.
Oh, the Stephanie, man! the surname man just makes any name funny.
Man. No, it would have been 5 times better if, like, No, actually, it'd be funny if one of the people in the manor's name was, like, Poor Man or something.
Hey, we still have a chance to see that. I guess that means no alibi, then. You notice anything suspicious around the time of the murder? Not that I can recall. Things were fairly quiet. Do you have any idea who might have killed your wife? Who knows? There are a few people in the manor that evening. Perhaps it was one of the servants, or another family member. Though I'd rather not believe that it was the latter. I see. Could it be the stepladder then?
I missed these references.
I can't believe this has happened. It's one thing for Stephanie to have been murdered right under my nose. But to think that I would be the one accused of committing the crime! Poor guy. Just remember, if you need help with this, if you help me with this, I'll most certainly make it worth your while. Just for my to spend it on the finale of the game yet again.
On burgers, probably.
You and the young lady would never have to work again. First of all, we don't do this for the money. Second of all...
When have we ever gotten paid?
Second of all, Maya would somehow still spend all that money within a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ruin this for me! For me!
You hear that, Nick? Don't ruin this for me! If I win this case, I'd be able to eat my weight in burgers every single night!
What the hell?
I called it. I actually call it, bro.
When you have any life goals that wouldn't result in the heart. Anyway, back to the case at hand.
Oh.
Offense! The trial begins in what?
That was not an hour!
Wait a second!
5 minutes?!
That was supposed to start until 10! So I thought as well, but the prosecutor has already arrived. And he's insisting that the trial was scheduled for 9 o'clock. What? Everyone involved in the trial is already here, so the judge has decided to begin the trial. Speak to my client! Guess there's a wrench in the things.
Yeah, who does this prosecutor think he is?
If only you knew, Maya.
Oh. He can't just change the rules whenever he feels like it?
Hasn't every prosecutor with faith managed to bend the rules in some way or another? I guess we've got no choice but to go along with this. Let's just hope this guy isn't bad as prosecutors is with timing.
I forgot.
Session for the trial of rich man.
Wasn't this the main appeal that got you into this thing?
Ready? I can do this. As long as I stay confident, things should work out fine. The defense is very ready to defend our very innocent client, Your Honor.
Nick? Are you doing okay over there?
Absolutely not, Maya. That might have been a bit much. I see. And the prosecution? Oh, boy.
Oh. Why is he so HD? He's... Oh, should I voice him? Oh, shoot, how do I voice him? Oh, God. I have no idea. Oh, nope. Oh, do you mean... Oh, that works, yeah. Yeah, that works. Oh, do you mean me, Your Honor?
Is the only other prosecutor to the room?
No, I don't. Oh, right. I get it. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Right?
Oh god, his name is still the best. Oh god, Phoenix is gonna hate that.
It's so outdated.
Phoenix is gonna hate that. And this is...
Look at the...
I suppose I should introduce myself.
You make it sound like you're anyone worth remembering.
Prosecutor Sebastian the best of the prosecutor's office, at your service.
The best, huh? I don't think I've ever heard your name before.
You haven't? Oh, I get it. Obviously, you're new around here. You're such a rookie that you haven't even heard of me.
I've been around this job. Thick Star's longer than you, Bess.
We've been around for a hot minute.
Been an attorney for over 3 years.
Nick, maybe you should just leave the kid alone for now.
Oh my god, right, he is 17.
Yeah, he's like
18. If we could please move on. Prosecutor the best, please give the best opening statement.
No!
I don't have one.
Huh? He looks like he's about to burst into tears. Prosecutor the best, is everything alright?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I didn't read the case file.
Well, you're doing
Why are you here?
How are you doing?
Why are you here?
How is he doing less than what we did?
Why are you here?
How is he doing less than what we did? Like, hello?
I didn't read the case file.
Are you kidding me? You didn't read the case file? How could you possibly be so negligent?
Well, it's not that I didn't read it, per se.
What else do you do? What else did you? What else? There's no going around that. Did you get the wrong language of the case file?
I was only put in this case yesterday. I brought the file home with me to browse, but
I dozed
Fell
off.
asleep?
I spilled the juice I was drinking all over my desk.
Okay.
And now this
Oh my
report is nothing more than a
God.
sticky, unreadable mess.
He brought it with him?
I mean, that part makes sense. It's the juice part.
I'm dreaming, right? Tell me I'm dreaming!
What did he drink that literally bleached the whole page? Like it's unreadable?
Oh, what you're the best.
No
How do you
light can
plan on
get out of
proceeding?
that juice.
Oh, I have an idea. There's a detective in the lobby that was part of the investigation. I suggest we call him in here and have him explain the case to us.
No, I'm starting to think if I'm dreaming right now as well. That's one way of doing things, I guess. I'm fairly sure of one thing. It was my minimal investigation. I'm so miles ahead of this prosecutor. Who this kid is, but he's clearly way out of his league. Your Honor, the defense has no objections for this arrangement.
I have no idea what you're grinning about, Nick.
Like, this is literally the easiest win of Nick's life. Alright, well, I suppose we do have to get through this trial one way or another. Will you bring the detective to the stand? Hi, Gumshoe.
Gumshoe!
I'm sorry that you have to be here for this, Gumshoe. Please state your name and occupation, witness, because we both know the prosecution won't ask.
Oh shoot, what was my gumshoe was it? My name's Detective Dick Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective at the local precinct.
Detectives, are you able to give the court an explanation of this case?
Sure thing, pal. I was a part of the investigation all day yesterday. So I've gotten a pretty good idea of what happened.
And I'm ready to destroy the prosecution's case. Troubling times in Detective Gumshoe's most important one in the room.
Please give us your explanation of this case, detective.
Like, this case is so funny because it feels like Phoenix isn't the main character of this case anymore.
It feels like a fever dream. Unironically.
This is like an aceattorney case I would make up in my head.
This is a shower thought. This whole case is a shower thought. Victim is one Stephanie Mann. She was the spouse of the defendant. The murder occurred at Mann Manor, in the victim's bedroom. She was stabbed to death and died of blood loss.
Oh, that reminds me.
Oh
I
my
have a copy of the
god.
autopsy report with me here, also covered in juice. As I recall, it did indeed say that the victim was stabbed.
The autopsy report was on your desk last night.
Stop picking on me.
Here we go. This is a fresh copy of the same report.
Oh my god. How is Gumshoe being a better prosecutor than the prosecutor?
Gumshoe has like he's even more well prepared than the prosecution. I can't believe it.
Let's. Alright, 5 to 7. Single stab into the chest.
Just ignore him, detective. Please keep going.
Great! Now Maya's taking charge! This really is a fever dream.
The crime was reported at around 6 p.m. During the investigation, Rich Man himself became the top suspect.
Because he's a rich man, man!
Oh yeah, man.
Excellent job, Detective Gumtree.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
tree!
Gumtree. Where's suede shoes? That's Detective Gumshoe, pal.
That's Detective Dick Gumshoe to you, pal.
Switch. Yeah!
Yeah!
I'm so good at predicting stuff.
Suede shoes?
No!
Maybe you could testify as to why the defendant was arrested.
Wrong voice.
This, I'm not
good idea.
I'm not kidding. This could literally be a tutorial case.
This feels like a tutorial case.
This would be a great tutorial case. Oh my god.
This is AA7 right here.
No wonder people call you an aceattorney.
This is a fever dream. It's a fever dream. It's actually a fever dream.
People call me that.
People call me that.
I thought they only called my ancestor the Great Ace Attorney.
They just take away the great.
The court will now hear Detective Gumshoe. Sorry. The court will now hear Detective Suede Shoe's testimony.
Okay.
Time to lock in.
The basics.
Time to lock in because Sebastian won't.
The murder occurred on the night of the 18th at around 6 o'clock. The victim was stabbed to death in her bedroom at the Mann Manor. The murder weapon was a knife. It was found at the crime scene. Apparently, the victim and the defendant are the only ones who know where the knife was kept. The defendant had no alibi for the time of the murder. In conclusion, the evidence makes it clear that the victim died in a struggle with the defendant. Check the autopsy right now. He's got a pretty clear motive, too. That's why he was arrested during the investigation.
Okay, good to see Gumshoes still, stupid.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot to take in all at once.
Oh.
I should use this testimony to get... Yeah, we're gonna press first, and then we'll...
Yeah, we should press everything for evidence.
Excellent job, detective. I couldn't have done better myself.
You're damn right. That's because you knew literally nothing about the case until 2 minutes ago. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. The murder occurred on the night of the 18th around 6 o'clock. Hold it! Oh, where is it? Health bar is there. Very so certain about the time of death. After all, there was a 2-hour window in the autopsy report.
Oh, you fall straight into my trap, pal!
Trap?
You see, the person that called the police that night was the victim herself!
What? The victim?
Detective, are you saying? Was the victim a ghost?
Bruh. So, moving on!
Anyways.
So, moving on! I have a recording of the call that police received at 6:05 on the evening of the 18th. I'll play it for you now.
911, what's your emergency? You're the victim.
Why? What?
Just do a woman's voice.
As you guys know, I am not good at female voices.
Hello, I need the police here right away. There's eek.
There's an eek?
There's an eek.
Ma'am? Hello? Ma'am? Can you hear me? Call recorded. 6:05. April 18th, 2019. What a chilling recording.
As you can hear, the recording caught the time of the moment, or time of the murder.
Time of the moment of the murder, pal.
Moment of the murder. I'm dyslexic, my bad. The victim must have seen the defendant coming for her with the knife.
I don't know what HC is, but my doctor said I had 80 of them.
So she called the police, but she was stabbed before she could tell them what was going on. The police were sent to investigate the call. That's when the victim was found dead.
That call seems important. Better take note. Eek! There's an eek!
There's a eek!
Anyways. I don't quite see how that was a trip. Gumshoe seems happy enough about it.
I'll continue my testimony now. The victim was stabbed to death in her bedroom at the Man Manor.
What did you tell me about the crime scene?
Oh, that place was great. It was so big and fancy. There was a huge bed and a really fancy looking suit of armor and...
That's not exactly what I meant, Detective.
How about this? You can see the crime scene for yourself.
Hold on. I just thought of something.
See? I told you it was fancy.
So it might be useful for something. Oh my god, look, Jack! I'm gonna be honest, I'm not seeing a jack shit in this crime scene. I take it this room was shared by both the victim and the defendant?
Sure was. I mean, it's only natural when you're married, right?
But wait, can't see the victim's body or anything else in this photo.
Oh yeah, that's because the murder actually took place on the other side of the room.
Why are you showing me this photo then?
Intelligent, so intelligent.
You can't really see the body or the murder weapon in the shot.
Then why did you give it to me? That's what I'm saying! So you have a photo of the actual body for me to see?
Actually, I don't have any spare copies of that photo. Now that I think about it, I did ask for that picture to be delivered to the lead prosecutor.
You did?
Bro. Don't tell me you got room with the rest of your files.
It doesn't matter what happened. That's all in the past now. There's your answer, Nick.
Anyway, please continue, Detective, before I get a migraine.
Oh yeah. The murder weapon was a knife. It was found at the crime scene.
The knife was at the scene of the crime?
Yep. So it was on the floor next to the victim's body.
The defendant's prints found on the murder weapon?
Actually, there aren't any prints on this knife whatsoever. But the defendant could have easily just wiped them off.
Fair enough. Please continue, Detective.
Apparently, the victim and the defendant, you know.
Are you saying the knife was hidden in the manor?
Yep, at the scene of the crime, in fact. The defendant told us during questioning that it was kept inside this little safe. It was kept on top of a dresser at the crime scene. And only the victim and the defendant know the combination.
That's not ideal. I should take a closer look at the safe. There's some jewelry inside. The lock is broken? Brother. Huh? That's odd. The lock in the safe is broken. When did this happen? The defendant claimed to be in the study at the time of the murder.
Well, that's what he says, but he was completely alone at the time.
Are the study and the crime scene close to each other?
Take a look for yourself, pal. I've got a floor plan of the manor right here.
Floor plan of Man Manor. Man Manor. I'm searching this up. I want to see if this is real.
Why would it be real?
Man Manor, TF2.
Of course.
Wait, Man Manor is a historic site located at 325 West Main Street, Bartow, Florida. Of course it's Florida. It's Florida. It's always Florida.
It'd be easy for somebody to move between the two without being noticed. Something to keep in mind, I suppose.
In conclusion, the evidence makes it clear that the victim died in a struggle with the defendant.
A struggle? How'd you come to that conclusion?
It's obvious when you take a look at this. A
Broken bottle?
This wine bottle was found across the room from the table where it should have been. It must have been smashed when the victim used it to strike it back against her killer.
Well, couldn't someone have simply dropped it?
A true drop onto a soft carpet probably wouldn't make the bottle shatter like it did. And that means it must have been used to clock somebody on the head. Or, you know, any other part of the body. But probably the head.
Okay, sheesh. Wine bottle, huh? Guess I could use this as a weapon.
He's got a pretty clear motive, too. Let's look at that motive.
Wait a second, what motive could my client possibly have had? The victim was his own wife!
That may be so, but how do I put this?
She was a hoe!
The relationship had hit a bit of a rough patch.
Rough? Like, how rough? Oh.
Divorce. The victim was planning on leaving the defendant. That's what we've heard from the other members of the Mann family, anyway.
So what you're saying, it's not trustable. Why haven't I heard about this? But is that really a motive for murder?
Not by itself, but it gets worse. See, the defendant is a wealthy man. If the victim went through with it, she would have walked away with a small fortune in alimony payments. That's why the police think that the defendant did it, to keep hold of his money.
Yikes!
Alex is right. I don't think I want to press this issue too much more.
Well, Nick, what's the plan?
Typical Gumshoe testimony with its typical Gumshoe statements. Your request for enough a typical Gumshoe error will appear. Let's see.
The murder occurred 6 o'clock, yada 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 yada.
Okay, I wasn't. I just had to be sure.
Oh.
See, this is like... This is hard already.
Yep.
Let's see. Just... Lock in the safe is broken. You probably use this to prove that someone else had access to the murder weapon. I still can't prove anyone else knew where the knife was being kept. We hold on to this evidence for now. Could there be a different problem with Gumshoe's testimony? Wait. Oh. I thought I was being smart.
In a struggle? Even though she was stabbed once?
Trying to think this through. A pretty clear motive. Wait. Duh. Hold on a second, detective. You're claiming that the victim struck back at her attacker with this wine bottle, correct?
That about sums it up, yeah?
But there's a problem with that assumption from what I can see. Apparently, this bottle was checked for fingerprints, but none could be lifted from it. Yeah, there should be fingerprints on it.
Wow!
What's the problem?
I mean, I'm glad that you pointed that out. Naturally, I came to the same conclusion earlier.
I have one word for you to best. I have one word for you to best. Bullshit. Oh yeah, I'm sure you did.
Oh, there's no real mystery there. After all, the victim was wearing gloves the whole time. Oh,
Why?
Thanks for that information, Gumshoe.
Gloves? Yeah.
yeah, those fancy lacy ones that all the rich types wear, you know?
No, I don't know. I guess I'm not one of those rich types. Anyway, I guess that explains why no prints were found. Okay, detective, that answers my questions about this bottle. You can see it with your testimony. What do you want?
That's the fanned one.
What did you do that for?
No objection.
We've been recording for like 30 minutes, and I'm already irritated.
You haven't been already? I think we've heard all enough from that detective.
No, because literally what he objected, my natural instinct was, what do you want? But you cut me off in the middle of my questioning!
I've heard that prosecutors in these parts need to have certain characteristics.
Big balls is one of them!
You need to be cool-headed, logical, and most importantly, ruthless.
Who's your teacher, Edgeworth? Oh, wait.
What do you mean, who's his teacher?
What?
What? And that's why I'm cutting your salary, detective! What? But why? Well, everyone else is doing it.
I mean...
I would consult Edgeworth on that one. I don't know how much lower my salary can get.
Poor Gumshoe. Soon enough, his paychecks won't be worth the paper they're printed on.
I feel we've gone a little off track here. Agreed. What is it you wanted to say, Prosecutor the Best?
Oh yeah. As I was saying, I now have a full grasp of the case at hand.
Gun just explained the whole thing to you.
Your Honor, the prosecution will now explain exactly how this crime was committed.
This should be good.
This should be good.
Don't be an argument. No!
Rebuttal.
No!
The music's still playing. It's the same music.
The best reasoning.
The best reasoning.
The
The victim was in her bedroom enjoying a bottle of wine.
God. Lord help us all.
Rebuttal, baby. The best rebuttal. That's when the defendant showed up and retrieved the murder weapon from the safe. After all, he was the only one that had access to this knife. The defendant attacked, and the victim fought back with this bottle, stunning him briefly. The victim, fearing for her life, called the police from the phone inside the bedroom. But the defendant regained his composure and stabbed her before he could finish her plea for help. Well, quite the summary, don't you agree?
I almost don't want to press this, but I know I'm gonna have to. So that's what he thinks.
You look nervous, rookie. Was my genius too much for you to handle?
He's nervous for the amount of vocal cords he's gonna have to waste on this.
Oh yeah, I need to get another water bottle soon. Maybe you should give up before you embarrass yourself. Like they say, if you can't take the fire, go back to the frying pan.
No, I don't think that's
Who
quite
in the
right.
world has said that?
I actually don't think that's right at all.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think that's right at all. Give credit where credit is due.
Oh, if you can't handle the heat, stay out the kitchen. That's what it is.
Apart from there being a gaping hole in the middle of it, of course. You really are out of the league, the best. Now it's time to see how a real professional does things.
It isn't me! Or did your head just get bigger?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay,
Glenn
bottle
pop in the middle of
wine.
it. For the men that showed up and retrieve the murder. Fuck it, we got to. We have to. I'm gonna get the last statement. Where is it?
The end one, the end of the last one.
Oh, we did it.
Oh, there's none.
Wait, hold on.
Oh no!
It wasn't there.
One.
No!
I am so sick and tired of this voice already.
Just get me out of this. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to disagree with you there.
Bro, I was stretching. I didn't even see what you selected. Huh?
The safe to this one.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There's a huge flaw to your logic concerning the safe. Take another look, and you can clearly see that the lock has been broken.
What?
Your argument that the defendant only had access to this knife is based on the fact that him and the victim were the only ones who knew the combination. But clearly the killer did not need the combination at all.
No!
Not only does this evidence prove that another person could have used the knife, it, in fact, points suspicion away from my client. Why would he break open the safe if he knew how to open it properly? Well, prosecutor DeBess, how do you respond? Oh god.
What?
That happened.
What? Oh boy, you did it now, Nick.
How is this my fault?
Some. Mr. Judge, can we have a quick recess?
A recess? But the trial's only just started!
Snip.
Is it okay for me to step in for a second here, pal?
Alright. Forgot that gumshoe was still here. What is it, detective?
You see, somebody from the manor that day came forward as a witness. She's in the lobby right now, so...
There was a witness this whole time?
She works at the manor. One of the servants, I think.
This is basically a tutorial case without a prosecutor.
This is a tutorial case.
Apparently she's got proof that the defendant's the killer.
Wow! Finally someone I can actually argue with.
And then probably hate at the end.
I see. Did you know about this witness the best? No.
Sniffle.
Apparently not. Very well. I'll call for a short recess so that recess for the next witness may be prepared. And so that the prosecutor may clean himself up.
Steve, chick.
This court will reconvene in 15 minutes.
The best prosecutor.
You're telling me that shit was 20 minutes long?
The recording took longer.
This is perfect. The prosecutor is tense as him. It'll only be a matter of time until my innocence is proven. Oh, thank you, Mr. Wright. You've truly done me a service. The trial's not over yet. Though I must admit, things have been running pretty smoothly for us.
We've got this.
Watch the witness be like Von Karma or something.
I was gonna say, it's gonna be like... Well, it's probably the bellboy, if I'm being honest.
Adrian. Sure. Mr. Man, is it okay if I ask a few more questions? By all means. That's just by all means. We were quite brutally interrupted before. What comes you said true? About you and your wife? Yes, I'm afraid we were beginning to grow apart. It's true that she has informed me of her plans to leave me. I wouldn't have killed her over something like that. Even if it meant paying her alimony? I'm a wealthy man, Mr. Wright. I owe my fortune mostly to my own frugality. I understand the prosecution's reasoning, but I was certainly prepared to support my wife, despite her own feelings. Wow, are you telling me this is a kind rich man? Unbelievable. I see. And yet I can still detect a hint of bitterness. I mean, his wife was gonna leave him. He's gonna be a little bitter. One more thing. I wanted to ask you about that safe in your bedroom. Oh, yes. Everything the detective said is true. The knife that was used to kill Stephanie was inside of it. She and I were the only ones who knew about it. However, I didn't realize it had been broken into. As I recall, the lock was perfectly fine before Stephanie was killed. Really? I guess that means that the safe was broken into around the time of the murder.
Do you know who this new witness is?
I have no clue, but it's quite strange. As I told you earlier, I never set foot in the bedroom at that time of the murder. But the fact that one of the servants claims to have proven my guilt is surprising to me. You and me both. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. Who knows? The sesame might lure out the true culprit. Wouldn't that be a blessing that happens every time? The court's about to reconvene. The best of luck, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. I'll do my best. Oh boy. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Rich Man. Were you able to pull yourself together, Prosecutor DeVest?
I apologize for my earlier outburst, Your Honor. It was unbecoming of me.
Really? It seemed pretty becoming from her outstanding.
No doubt if the defense just delivered some sarcastic inner monologue at my expense. But now it's time to show him that I really am the best the prosecutor's office has to offer. By summoning a decisive witness to prove my case.
Literally, anyone else would be a better example. Even Winston Payne.
I prefer Payne. I love Payne. I'm not gonna lie.
A witness so decisive you didn't know they existed until 20 minutes ago.
Prepare yourself, rookie, because we're about to hear the whole truth. Straight from the gift horse's mouth.
No. Wrong.
Wrong.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
That was not who I was going to expect. That was not who I expected.
Me neither.
Truth and Consequences reference, even though Truth and Consequences came after this?
I don't want to think about it.
Hi, everybody. It's gonna be great to meet you all. Well, right now it's a courtroom. It's be more formal. I'm honored to be here, Your Honor. No. He gives honor twice in the same sentence? Okay, let's get the second honor as a title. What do you people think? Well, she's energetic.
Please give your name and occupation, witness.
Okay, my name's Vineboom. I mean, Levine. I'm a domestic worker at Man Manor. Get it? Get what?
Divine?
Oh dear, maybe it really is too much of a stretch. If I were to word it differently. Oh. You might call me a live-in servant, you see? I know it's a bad pun. Don't sweat it, I've heard far worse. Like, the best puns. So, you work at the Man Manor, huh? Correct, Amanda? No, that just doesn't sound right. Yes, I mean, I clean rooms, wipe windows, water plants, cook meals, iron clothes, make the beds, walk the dog, wash plates, mop floors, sweep. We get it. I know what you're thinking. A young, beautiful girl like me slaving away in some dusty old mansion? I didn't actually say anything. Mr. Man hired me when I couldn't find work anywhere else. I'm super thankful, even if he scolded me for not being refined enough. But I thought you were testifying against the defendant. Oh, testifying. I like that. Yes, I don't want to believe it myself, but I can prove that Mr. Man is the killer. But I'm here to testify to you today!
Do you think this lady's ever been tested for bipolar disorder?
Maya!
I don't think that might be the most unhinged thing Maya's ever said in a courtroom.
Jesus Christ, Maya!
Bipolar disorder! With that out of the way, I suggest we hear Mr. Miss Fines' testimony.
Agreed! Witness, please tell us what you saw! Okie dokie! No, that just sounds like Mario.
Okie dokie!
Here we go! Finds proof. I went to Mrs. Mann's bedroom around 5:45 to bring her a bottle of wine. We spoke briefly, and I left a few minutes later. My point is that she was very much alive at the time. I ended up preparing dinner in the kitchen. Fast forward 6:10, and I once again made my way upstairs to tidy the bedroom. This time I found the dead body of Mrs. Mann lying on the ground. Would have noticed if someone had gone upstairs while I was in the kitchen. The only ones on the first floor at the time were Mr. and Mrs. Mann. Well, Mr. Mann must be the killer. Or they snuck in through the window because she was having an affair.
I have, like, no words.
I see. So the victim and the defendant were alone upstairs at the time. If that were truly the case, then the defendant must be the killer. That's what I said! And I'm a defense attorney, so I don't care if that's what you said.
Well, how do you like me now, Mr. Wright?
About 10% less. Although that does insinuate that I ever liked you to begin with, so I'm gonna have you blubbering again soon enough, the best. By the way, Mrs. Vine, I had a question about something you mentioned. Shoot! I mean, what's your question, Mr. Wright? You mentioned bringing a bottle of wine. Hold on. There we go. You mentioned bringing a bottle of wine to Mrs. Mann. Do you happen to be talking about this one? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's the one. Yep, that's the one. I'm a bit confused. There were no fingerprints found on this bottle.
You don't get to point out the flaws before your cross-examination?
I do get to do that. Oh, there's no mystery there. I brought the wine in Mrs. Mann's room in a nice bucket. I held the neck of the bottle with a tea towel. Probably why my prints aren't on there. Guess that makes sense.
Well, of course, I'd assumed as much. Sure he did!
If that's all, Mr. Wright, may begin your cross-examination. We're talking about this wine bottle, correct? That's the one! That was Mrs. Mann's favorite! She always drank a glass of red wine every evening. I would bring her the bottle and pour a glass, then come back after 25 minutes to collect it. Is there a contradiction with any of that? It said 5:45, 20 minutes. I guess there were no problems here. It said briefly and what did you speak about? Nothing much. Mrs. Mann just told me about her plans for the evening. I needed to prepare dinner, so I wasn't able to stay and chat for too long. Sounds good so far. You sure? you sure he was alive at the time? Am I sure? I think I would have noticed if I were serving wine to a corpse. True. You normally prepare dinner in the evenings? Of course. It's one of my many chores.
Wow, all that enthusiasm was sucked away in an instant.
I guess you don't enjoy talking about work that much. It's only 5 minutes after the murder, right? Wait. Okay. Yes, I was in the kitchen right up until that moment. Did you notice anything out of ordinary at the time? No, the kitchen and the bedroom are on 2 different floors. No, I'm afraid that's all. I didn't hear anything or see anything at the time of the crime. Any issues with that statement? I think this will be it, but I don't think so. What can you tell me about the body? This man had been stabbed. The bloody knife was on the floor next to her. There's also a broken wine bottle by the door. Where did Gumshoe say it was? Whatever it. Okay, nope.
There is.
Yeah, that sounds okay to me. Didn't someone have walked past without you noticing? Nah. Oh my god, why did that happen again? I mean, it's highly doubtful. I had a clear view of the staircase and was rather close to it. I certainly would have seen or at least heard someone coming past.
You see, nobody else could have gone upstairs before the murder.
Unless they were already upstairs.
Do you have the back on it? I don't know so.
Which means the only other person on the first floor must be the killer.
The contradiction of this argument? It's by the best, of course that there's a problem. Actually, there is one other person who could have possibly killed the victim.
What?
Oh, this isn't an element of your plots, Mr. Wright. Who is this other person that could have gotten past Miss Vine to reach the crime scene? Well, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't think Miss Vine would need to get past herself.
Like...
What? The witness! If you were in the kitchen by yourself, you would have been able to return to the crime scene at any point before the murder occurred. No one else in the manor would have noticed you. That's ridiculous! Are you trying to say that I was the one who killed Mrs. Me? It's certainly a possibility.
Wait a second! Do you have any evidence that the witness was at the crime scene when the victim was killed? You don't, do you?
Evidence that Vine was in the bedroom at the time of the crime. Does it exist? It's gotta be
Someone
the...
brought the wine bottle up? I completely forgot.
As a matter of fact, I have just the thing. You do?
You do?
This evidence proves that Miss Vine was killed the victim. Okay, well, don't worry like that.
Okay.
Okay. Is it safe?
Okay, nope.
It's not safe. And I can't prove it now. Hey, it was just it was merely a suggestion.
Maybe we have to press something for another piece of evidence, and then that's the evidence.
However, my original claim still stands. This witness had access to the crime scene at the time of the murder.
Okay.
Wait a second, I just thought of something. Huh?
Oh.
I can prove I wasn't the one that killed Mrs. Mann. You can? Think about it. The victim was stabbed using Mr. Mann's knife. If I were the killer, wouldn't I have just taken a knife from the kitchen instead? Why go through the trouble of stealing one from Mr. Mann? That may be true, but I wouldn't exactly call it conclusive evidence. Maybe not, but you have to admit, it does point towards the defendant being the killer. Mr. Mann's knife. Wait a second. There's clearly something wrong with what Miss Vine just said. This is what contradicts Miss Vine's testimony. Did she say it? Miss Vine, could you repeat your last statement? The murder weapon was Mr. Mann's own knife, so... That's it. What are you talking about? It's true that the murder weapon belonged to the defendant. However, this knife was hidden securely inside the safe that was at the scene of the crime, which means you shouldn't have been able to identify this knife as the defendant's.
What the?
The very existence of this knife had been kept secret up until today. But you hadn't yet been called to the stand before we heard about it from the detective. That means that you knew about the murder weapon before you came to court today. Miss Vine, what is the meaning of this? I think I know how you found out about the murder weapon.
You do?
The reason Miss Vine knew about the knife is because she...
Huh?
No.
Nope. Probably saw it before.
Miss Vine, you've seen this knife before. What are you talking about? Didn't you just say it was hidden inside the safe? How could I possibly have been able to see it? There is a way. This shows how you could have been able to identify the knife as Mr. Man. Listen, if the best isn't holding us. The best isn't stopping us.
Is there a detail about the knife? I completely forgot.
I'm gonna try to save you.
Alright.
The safe? As we discussed earlier, the safe was broken into at some point. The defendant himself said he didn't notice that the lock was broken, which means it was probably forced open on the day of the murder by none other than our very own killer. What? Hey, the best. You should probably be saying something, man. Order in the court!
So what you're saying is... the witness broke into the safe to take the knife?
The witness did break into the safe, but it wasn't to retrieve the murder weapon. After all, the defendant and victim were the only ones who knew where it was kept. No, this witness was after something else instead.
What's that?
The jewelry. The only other thing inside the safe, of course. Heaps upon heaps of expensive jewelry. Ms. Vine was planning to steal it from the safe. No! However, all did not go according to plan. Somebody found you, didn't they? What? How can you know such a thing? It's quite simple. The reason I know that Miss Vine was caught in her attempt is because the jewelry is still inside the safe. Oh! Someone caught you red-handed in your attempt at thievery. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out who it was. That's...
No!
Mr. Wright! What are you saying? That's right. The victim herself is the one who found you. That's why you had no choice but to silence her right then and there.
So you mean?
That's right, Maya. Stephanie Mann's true killer is our witness, Lay Vine.
This is a tutorial case. This is...
No! How could this happen? My case was so perfect! This isn't fair!
Miss Vine had attempted to steal the valuable from inside the safe, but was interrupted after the victim walked in on her. With no way out, she grabbed the knife from inside of the safe and... Who? Her? Stop! 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 Please stop! I can't listen to this anymore! I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you what really happened! So, please, listen to what I have to say. Well, damn. Oh, god damn it. The truth. As I said before, I first went upstairs at 5:45. I spoke to Mrs. Mann briefly before going back downstairs to the kitchen. But I returned to the bedroom about 10 minutes later. Mrs. Mann wasn't there at the time. I thought that was my chance. I broke open the safe to steal the valuables from inside. Just then, I heard someone walking down the hall. Mrs. Mann had returned without warning, so I had no choice but to give up and leave the safe behind. I went back downstairs and stayed in the kitchen until 6:10. And then I came back into the bedroom one final time and saw the body. I wasn't in the room when she was killed! You have to believe me! Miss Vine, are you really telling the truth? I promise you that I am. I didn't kill Mrs. Mann! Then who do you claim did? It must have been Mr. Mann! It was the only other person that was upstairs at the time! Well, Mr. Rich, are you going to cross-examine the witness? Of course I am. I still don't accept this. I won't stand down while my client is being accused like this. You're such a jerk!
You're such a jerk! Why do you have to object to everything all the time?
Almost like it's like my job or something.
It's my job, yeah.
Just ignore him, Phoenix. I gotta say, despite the case very not centered on the mystery, it is a really good mystery.
Oh, yeah.
That would make the time around 5:55, 10 minutes before the murder. Is that correct? Yes, it must have been, because... She wasn't there? Where did she go in those last 10 minutes? She told me before that she was going to go for a walk outside. That's why I chose that time to raid the bedroom. I think she only came back because she had forgotten something.
That's some pretty bad timing.
That was my chance. I broke open the safe and found the value inside. So you really were after the jewelry inside of the safe? Yes, I didn't know that it was jewelry at the time. I just figured that there had to be something valuable inside of it. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling lawyers, but... This time I heard something. So you didn't actually see them at first? I didn't, but I could hear footsteps coming from the hallway in the direction of the staircase. Why had the victim returned so abruptly? Mrs. Mann told me she was going for a walk at that time. I think she only came back because she had left something behind. That's why I wasn't expecting her to appear. Couldn't you have just taken the safe with you? There's no way I could have sneaked it past Mrs. Mann. She would probably notice that it was missing when she got back to her room. That's why... How did you get past Mrs. Mann without her catching on? Not that I had been in the bedroom just to tidy it up. Luckily for me, she didn't actually see me tampering with the safe. After that, I was in the kitchen until I left at 6:10. There are a couple of questions I want to ask here. What do I want to know? Can you tell me what you did after you found the body? I recall I ran downstairs to alert the rest of the family. I didn't think to call the police. There was a phone in the bedroom, wasn't there? I did think about it, but I realized there was no point. The police were already on their way because of Mrs. Mann's call. Yeah, that's true. Well, whoa!
How did she know about that?
Yeah! Please have that last statement to your testimony, Miss Vine.
How did she know about that? How did she know about that?
Your lies have betrayed you once again, Miss Vine. What? Why are you acting so cool all of a sudden? Again, you've told the court something that you shouldn't have known about. You said that you didn't call the police because the victim had already done so. But a few red flags are raised by the moment you take a look at the contents of that call. The victim was attacked in the middle of this conversation, which means that the only person that would have known about it would be someone that was at the scene of the crime at the time of the murder!
No!
Witness! What is the meaning of this?
The best is just here. He's just here. He's not doing anything.
The victim probably called the police to report the thefts you had committed. That's when you grabbed the knife when they already opened the safe. You probably weren't in a stable. You probably weren't in a stable state of mind after being caught red-handed, which is why you tried to hide your crime by silencing the victim. The witness would have tried to defend herself with the nearby wine bottle, but was eventually stabbed to death in the struggle. And the only one capable of killing her was the sole person at the scene of the crime. You, Levine! You are the one that murdered Stephanie Main! Man? Who's Stephanie Main? No! Are you prepared to tell us the truth, witness? I confess. It's true I was out to steal from the Mann family. Rich hired me after I had nowhere else to go. But because of that, he knew that he could extort me. He barely paid me enough to make a living. I was desperate. I knew there had to be something valuable in that box. But I planned to break into it and run away before anyone else could find out. Obviously, it didn't work out the same way I'd hoped. The rest of it happened exactly as Mr. Wright stated. Mrs. Mann found me and called the police. I freaked out. Without thinking, I grabbed the knife and lunged for her. My memory's a bit hazy on account of being hit in the head by that bottle. But I think I passed out for about 10 minutes. I woke up, the body was on the floor in front of me, and I had the bloody knife in my hand. I knew the police would be there any second, so I waved the handle and ran out of the room. When the police arrived, I realized that I could pin the whole thing on Mr. Mann. I just didn't plan on someone like you showing up, Mr. Wright. I confess, Your Honor. I confess to everything. I'm so very sorry. Well, damn. It appears we've uncovered the truth behind this case. Miss Vine has been taken into custody. She will be tried for her crime at a later date. Oh god.
This can't be happening. I'm the best. The best. This isn't fair.
Just let it go, man.
Man.
No, then.
So funny.
Now then, will the defendant please take the stand? It would appear that the police made a grave error when they arrested you. However, the truth was laid bare by Mr. Wright here today. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Wright. It was nothing, really. Making that smiley face
again, Nick.
Now then, this will front the defendant, Richard Mann. What?
Edgeworth.
What? Edgeworth! What's good, Edgeworth? What are you doing here?
Your Honor, I object to this trial.
What on earth do you mean?
What's happening, Nick?
What is happening? Hell if I know! What's the meaning of this, Edgeworth? The trial's over already!
Not if I have anything to say about it. Haven't you figured it out yet?
What out?
That boy standing at the other bench is not the prosecutor that was assigned to this case.
Oh my god! What? What? Are you for real? Really? Come on, man! What? What? What?
I have no. I don't have anything to say.
I don't either.
Huh?
What?
What?
But just Courtney told me to come here for a trial today.
What happened to my voice?
The trial you were supposed to be a part of started an hour ago. In courtroom number 2.
What?
What? What? But these case files I was given. Were you able to read them? You would see that they were part of an entirely different murder trial. What? So what happened to the trial I was supposed to be part of? What did you think? The defendant was declared innocent after you failed to show up.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yikes. I hope he really was innocent. So, what happens now?
Now what do I do what I came here for? I'm going to prove Rich Man's guilt.
What? What? The killer literally confessed! What do you mean, Edgeworth?
Edgeworth. How did he get to the other side of the room so quickly?
But I've already proven that my client is innocent. Lee Blind was the real killer.
Sorry, right? I'm afraid that this court has been running off some very wrong assumptions. For example, the knife found at the scene is not the murder weapon.
What? What are you talking about?
The feelings at the crime scene didn't sit right with me. I found it odd that the killer used a weapon that was so difficult to access. And while you may have uncovered the truth behind why this knife was found on the floor, I decided to run a few extra tests in order to put my mind at rest.
Beth?
Take a look at the blood on this knife. It reaches around 2.5 inches up the blade. So all we have to do is inspect the stab wound on the body and...
Don't do it, Edgeworth. I know what you're about to say. No!
I'm doing it.
No! No! Don't!
I'm doing it. Your Honor,
Edgeworth, no!
I would like to submit this updated autopsy report!
Damn it! You're the worst!
As you can see, the stab wound is much deeper than expected. Not only that, but there's one more big problem with this knife.
Enlighten us.
I had one more test done before coming to court today. And the results are clear. The blood on this knife is not the victim's.
Wait, what? What?
Huh? Wait, what?
Whose blood is it?
But if it wasn't the knife that used to stab the victim, then what was? Naturally, it was the only other weapon at the crime scene. This piece of evidence shows what the real murder weapon is. The other side of the bottle?
How did you possibly stab someone with that? Wait, what? I'm afraid I'm a bit confused, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
My apologies, Your Honor. My finger slipped.
Is that all?
Oh.
Oh, I know. This was before the penalty this time.
What? Calm down, Nick.
This is total BS!
Focus, Miles. What other weapon at the scene
And
could
I
use to stab the
know.
victim?
Take that!
What, the statue? Is it the
Yeah.
statue again? Look at this. Look at this
Look at
photograph.
this photograph!
As you can see, the bedroom is decorated with a suit of armor holding a very sharp sword.
You can't be serious!
Oh, but I am. Naturally, I already had a luminol test performed on the blade. There was indeed a large amount of blood around 4 inches up to the blade of the sword. Need I say more?
What? Then why did she confess?
I don't even know. What the heck was the knife used for? It's worth noting that there were no fingerprints found on the sword.
Wow, really, Sherlock? I wonder how you couldn't find fingerprints.
Amazing. Round of applause. However, it would be a simple matter for the killer to wipe them off the handle.
And why couldn't Levine do this?
It's quite unfortunate that Prosecutor DeBest was not as rigorous as I was. However, these are the true facts behind this case. And they prove that it was entirely possible for Rich Man to be the true culprit.
That's enough, Edgeworth. I think you'll find that there are still a few large gaps in your theory.
Oh, do go on, right?
I think you barged in this courtroom and made a mess of things. It's not mean I'm going to just give up on my client.
How did we just switch POVs? How did we just switch POVs? What? That was clean, though, I will say.
I can see that this knife may not be the murder weapon, but there's one more major problem with your assertion that my client's the killer. We know that the victim was murdered at 6:05 p.m. thanks to a recorded police call. And we also know that Miss Vine was in the bedroom at that time, thanks to her testimony. However, Miss Vine did not mention seeing my client or anyone else at that time, which means that she was the only one in there when the victim was killed. So tell me, how could my client possibly be the killer under those circumstances? He was in the statue.
So that's the way it's going to be.
I'm not gonna lie,
Very well.
this case took quite an interesting twist.
I thought it would be over. I thought it'd be over by now. Allow me to expose the schoolboy errors in your argument. I shall prove the defendant's guilt here and now.
I'd like to see you try. You're really scary when you get like this.
Rebuttal.
Oh wow.
Hold it!
And you believe this to be the proof of Miss Vine's guilt?
Right, spirit channeling assistant has an unhealthy obsession with burgers.
Oh yeah, I love burgers.
Enough with that smug attitude, Edgeworth. You and I both know that what I'm saying is true. Besides, Miss Vine has already confessed to the murder.
confession, eh? Is that really the best you've got?
Hold it!
Oh, it's quite probable, as you will soon discover. Enough messing around. It's time for me to expose the holes in Wright's logic. Classic Wright.
Of course.
He's so focused on his misguided assumptions that he's unable to notice the most simple of mistakes.
Hey Maya, what do you think I was thinking about?
If I had to guess, I'd say he's mocking you in a promptest tone.
Classic Edward. Of course. For the sake, what's the problem with my very own argument? I guess she didn't have to die at 6:05? What? Oh, great. This is so unfair! Wait, it's worth a penalty, Your Honor. We'll think about it.
I'll think about it.
That's the press it, maybe?
Hold it!
Sir?
My bad. Hold on. Alright. The police record, explain yourself.
The victim made a phone call at 6:05 after catching Miss Vine in her room. However, in the middle of the call, she was attacked. The victim's target scream can clearly be heard, proving the time of death.
I see, so that's what he believes. Unfortunately for him, he's made a fatal misassumption in his argument. It would appear that there's been a bit of confusion, right?
What do you mean?
I'm afraid that you're mistaken about the... Are you certain that the phone recording captured the true time of death?
What do you mean? We were been killed during the phone call, then when?
The murder took place after the phone call, obviously.
Say what?
Just because there was a scream at 6:05 p.m. doesn't mean that it was the time of death. Consider this. Miss Vine lunged for the victim after being discovered, but was subsequently knocked unconscious when the victim hit her with the bottle. True, the victim may have screamed when Miss Vine attacked, but there's no proof that she came to any harm at that time.
Uh-oh. Order! 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 So was the victim truly killed after the phone call took place?
It's probable. The police arrived at the scene at 6:30 p.m. Meaning that the true culprit had a 25-minute window of time between the call and their arrival. The killer would have arrived on the scene of the crime to find the victim in the unconscious body of Miss Vine. They likely saw this as an opportunity to kill the victim and frame the servant. Oh, of course, they had no idea that the police would be on their way. They took this chance to kill the victim by stabbing her with a decorative sword, and then wiped the blood to make the knife look like the real murder weapon. This is the truth behind the murder of Stephanie Mann. And the one responsible for this, the true culprit, is none other than you, Rich Man!
No! Edgeworth! Are you really serious about this?
You think I make murder indictments for fun?
No, that's my job! But... what about Mrs. Vine's confession? Why would she admit to a murder she didn't commit?
Think about it right.
The girl lunged at the victim with harmful intent, and then woke up next to her body, bloody weapon in hand. She must have convinced herself that she really was the murderer.
I guess so.
Well, Nick, how do you want to call this one?
I'm not sure if he can, Maya, I'm gonna be honest. I honestly don't know. Listen to Mr. Wright. You're my lawyer above all else. You're on my side. I'm the one that believes in me when no one else would.
Don't let them manipulate you like this, right? You are a lawyer, a guardian of the courts. Which is precisely why you can't allow this man to walk away.
Mr. Wright! Enough of this! Clearly my lawyer is just as incompetent as that other prosecutor. It doesn't matter, because there's still no solid evidence that I'm the killer. After all, who's to say that some other family member didn't stab her with the sword? Yes, I suppose you're right.
Oh, is that what you think? I regret to inform you, Mr. Mann, that you are sorely mistaken.
Excuse me?
Right. I want you to look at me.
What?
I apologize for putting you in such a difficult position. However, I can assure you that you have nothing to worry about. Because I have just the evidence I need to seal this criminal's fate.
You're bluffing. No, that's my job.
Apologies, man, but I don't bluff. That's the defense attorney's job.
So what's the decisive evidence you got for us?
It's quite simple, really. Consider the facts of this case as we know them now. And you'll find one piece of evidence that doesn't quite fit.
You mean...
Indeed, a contradiction.
your favorite word, right?
And it is this contradiction that will prove to be the killer's downfall.
This is a piece of evidence that... Oh,
This is a
God.
piece of evidence that contradicts what we know.
When did that... Oh God. Did I even press that?
The frickin'.
Gotta be the knife.
Oh.
The knife?
We now know that the blood on the knife does not belong to the victim. Making the obvious question, who does it belong to?
Oh, right. Miss Mine never mentioned being cut with the knife, so it's not her blood.
Which means that this blood can only belong to one other person who was at the scene. The killer! Well, Mr. Mann, all we need to do is a simple DNA test to prove that you are the true killer.
Ridiculous! Why might blood be thrown on that knife in the first place? Let's not forget that the knife was already on the floor at the scene by the time of the murder. The victim must have grabbed it in self-defense to fend off her killer. She was able to stab him with the knife before she was murdered. But late unless she woke up with that knife in her hand. How did I know up there Stephanie used it for self-defense?
You grabbed it and put it in her hand? I don't know. There's no mystery there. All you had to do was plant the knife back in her hands after the victim was killed. Even if you hadn't wiped your prints, Miss Vine did the moment she woke up. And the victim wore gloves, meaning her prints wouldn't show up either way.
Yeah!
This is the end for you, man! We have all the evidence we need!
This is the end for you, man!
Your
The
puns are
this
amazing.
result will reveal the killer's true identity! Richard Mann! Now is the time!
To reveal the truth! Sorry, my ping was a little high.
Oh, that was all rather unexpected. A lot harder, it would seem, now that the truth really has come to light.
Indeed. The test results came back a few moments ago. And they confirmed that the blood on the knife really does belong to the defendant.
I see. In that case, if there are no more objections, I will hand down my verdict.
No objections here, Your Honor.
Yeah, happy to take one for the team.
So much for eating my weight in burgers every night.
Alright, well then, this court finds the defendant, rich man.
Hell yeah! Beat his ass! Beat his ass!
Court is adjourned. Sheesh, what a day.
I hope you're not taking the loss too hard, right?
Like I said, I can take one for the team. Besides, I did pretty good for a guy with a guilty client.
Please, had I been there sooner, it would have been over in 5 minutes.
I didn't think you were the type to brag, Edgeworth.
True. Though I am grateful to you for all you did.
Well, you pretty much had things down pat once you stepped up to the bench anyways. But I got to wonder how something like this even happened in the first place. That prosecutor might have been bent, but how did nobody notice he was at the wrong trial?
You know how things are here these days. I was only assigned to the case after the initial investigation had ended. It looks like nobody bothered to tell Detective Gumshoe that I was in charge. He probably saw the prosecutor the best at the bench and just decided to roll with it. And that judge has enough cases that even I would have a hard time keeping track. I doubt he's able to remember who's due to prosecute which cases.
Yeesh, court's kinda screwed right now, huh?
Royalty. Royally.
Royalty?
Royalty.
Speaking of prosecutor the best, what happened to him after you showed up? He's kind of vanished.
I think I saw him running out of the courtroom with tears in his eyes.
Poor kid.
Nah! He'll get over it. I've had a few dealings with him recently. He's got somebody to take care of him, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
What about the case he was supposed to be in charge of? Didn't you see the defendant was found innocent?
That's what I've heard, although I have no idea what the case was about. I'm sure it's nothing that's worth worrying about.
Oh god. Yeah, you're probably right.
Uh-oh. Oh no. It's probably a Canadian judge too.
Oh, yeah, it's a prosecutor. You take Butchie.
It appears that Prosecutor DeBest was unable to make it to court today. Therefore, I have no choice but to hand down my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant not guilty.
Who?
That was an Irish accent. That's not good.
Who?
Court is adjourned. Court is adjourned? I don't know how to do a Canadian accent. I don't know. I haven't lived in New York ever.
Come on! No! That wouldn't have been expected.
Bro, he was in my head.
Right!
He was genuinely in my head. I'm not gonna lie. That guy was actually, I was thinking about him. I was like, it's probably him. Maybe. Yeah, it is.
You had him dead to rights, the best!
Not, the best would be dead. So good for him.
You're welcome. I just...
Good game, though. Good game.
It was a good case.
Good case.
And the ending I did not expect, I'll be honest.
Oh.
That was a roller coaster and a half. That was honestly way better than I could have expected.
Yeah, it was.
It was really funny, and then the twist I honestly didn't see coming. That the entire. Like, I knew there was gonna have to be a twist, but like I wasn't expecting the best to be so incompetent that he nearly gave us a free win. Like, how does one be that incompetent? Is my question. I suppose that's all from us.
Yeah, well, nothing. I don't really know. I don't have any afterthoughts. It's just good case, solid story, nice twist.
Yeah. So I suppose you'll see Regonian whenever he appears next. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Bye bye.
Oh, yeah.